is all good. And then we're going to be discussing about LBRY, Bitchute, HIVE, Bit.tube, pretty much any crypto platform, just the basic gist of it, and why I chose LBRY and where my thoughts lie with LBRY for the future. So, wherever you are located around in the world right now, whether it is 10:39 p.m. like it is right here, we have a lot of Swedish fans. We've got a lot of people from the UK, so they're a little bit earlier. Or you're streaming from America right now or Australia. I salute you for walking into this video because it will be uploaded to the channel. So whether you watch it live or you watch it later, welcome. And let us get started with it. So very exciting time. LBRY, I've only been experimenting around with it for a couple of days now. And I've formulated an opinion on it, so I thought let's not delay for longer and just discuss it, see where we are right now, just as I did with Steemit. As soon as I got involved with Steemit, I made a bunch of videos about it. I was very excited, and I still have some love for Steemit. It's kind of like with YouTube. I've been around for so many years on YouTube, and there's been great updates, there's been bad updates. Same thing with Steemit. There's been some really fantastic updates with Steemit over the years, and then there's been some really bad ones. And that's kind of why HIVE formed, because of the whole decentralization argument going on with Justin Sun from Tron taking over. Anytime a crypto project is taken over by an individual or a company, the argument of decentralization comes into play. Was it really decentralized in the first place? Can you trust that platform? And the community, well, there was a rift that grew apart, and HIVE was formed. So we're going to look into HIVE. I still have not joined the community of HIVE. However, I will be doing that within probably the next few days. Right now, I'm no longer a part of Steemit. If I'm able to get access to my account, I might, go into Steemit again, but just to re-upload content. And that's about that. I would no longer be writing articles. I do write articles on Medium now. Woo, my first Medium article was published. But there's a lot of platforms to choose from. Audio, video is all good. If at any moment something happens with you guys and it's buffering for too long, just let me know. Chat should be good. So we are going to show you my screen, and we've got a lot of stuff to discuss today. Let's go through everything. So you should be able to see it right now. Hopefully my face won't be a distraction. That's a little too small. There we go. This why XRP attracts BTC and Ethereum network investors will be the video coming up after this. So like I said, again, this live stream will be placed into a video format after I'm finished streaming. Should be around 30 minutes, maybe 40, maybe 20. We'll see how long it takes. So this we shall leave for the video format. And by the way, I saw this interesting post on our Bitcoin. Save 40% on Bitcoin transaction fees by keeping your BTC on a BECH32 address. So here he did a screenshot of the two comparisons. This transaction saved 41% on fees by upgrading to native Sedgwick BECH32. And this one says this transaction could save 42% on fees. So some people said they had no idea what this was. Can someone explain detailed why? The addresses allow for transactions that have less weight. So when you pay a 5 sat per byte, there are fewer bytes being multiplied by 5 to add up to your total fee. Same, I've never understood the different protocols, Sedgwick, etc. Should you? Everything is the same except new address, and you save a lot of money. Then this guy says save 99% by going Lightning, not nearly as safe. So maybe something you want to look into. 41%. If you've got a lot of transactions, that might be a fair amount. So I will link some of these articles and subreddit posts and social media posts in the description below after the live stream if you're interested and want to look into it. Also, Vitalik Buterin says much delayed Ethereum 2.0 still on track for July launch. So pretty nice news right there. Right before we get into LBRY and all that, I wanted to talk about the economy very, very quick here. Nearly 3 million sought jobless benefits last week. This is a few days old right here. An additional 3 million workers applied for unemployment benefits last week, continuing a 2-month trend of historically high claims. So about 36.5 million Americans have filed applications in the past 8 weeks. And this was from May 14th. Today is May 18th. So right now, it's pretty safe to say we're at 40 million or higher. However, unemployment is reported once every week, and then once every month is a major report talking about the unemployments that are still not working. It has different categories to it. So here is another article. Unemployment rate could hit 25%, rivaling the Great Depression, Goldman Sachs predicts. And currently, I believe it was 14.9%. Yeah, 15% in April, so 14.9%. It could soar to 25% this year. It all depends on how unemployment will be counted. One thing that's very important to keep in mind is unemployment is counted right now differently than it was back then in the Great Depression. And it's actually worse for how it's counted right now. So we're going to be exploring that more and more as more and more get unemployed. This was also from May 14th. So, cryptocurrency. Social media platforms for crypto enthusiasts. Which ones are we going to be looking at? We're not going to be looking at Bitfinex's Pulse. We are going to be looking at Steemit. We're going to be looking at HIVE. I've never heard of Mombi before, so we're not going to be looking into it. I saw a lot of eToro ads. Seriously, eToro is going hard on those ads. They're getting a lot of people excited for that. So, nice job on the advertisement. However, we're not going to be looking into their social trading websites or these. I haven't really heard about these. D2 is part of Steemit. It's built on the Steem blockchain. It's the decentralized equivalent of YouTube. I used D2 for a very short while, then I stopped using it. According to the DTube website, the combination of this decentralized nature of IPFS with that of the Steem blockchain makes DTube censorship resistant. There is a problem with it, though, and we will discuss the problem with DTube and these platforms. Not every platform has the same problem, but why it won't beat YouTube, why it won't beat other smaller platforms that aren't cryptocurrency based for many years to come still. However, HIVE, LBRY, Steemit, these might be the MySpaces, the Tumblrs. They have their own niches. You got a lot of very interesting people discussing their genres on these platforms, whether it is an article format or whether it is a video format. They're producing content. Many people are actually producing content every day or every week, which is pretty good, and they're getting paid for it. The problem lies with the fact that these are still early platforms. And sure, some of them have been around for years. However, there's not that many people posting on it. Sure, some of these platforms say, we have a couple 100,000 visitors every month that are active, that keep returning to the site. And there's a few million total signed up, and that's great. The numbers are growing, and that's really nice. However, it's still too little. And then there's the fact that the price of the coins, the tokens that these platforms have. So Steemit has 2 Steem dollars and Steem. LBRY has LBC, so credits. HIVE has its own as well. A lot of these platforms do have their own tokens. And the price really does dictate where the platform is going. Not always, because sometimes during the crashes we've seen some months that there's a lot of activity going on. There's still people making a few $1,000s, maybe even a few $1,000s per post, although that is extremely rare. But we saw posts making over $10,000 at one point in time on Steemit. I see the Dollar Vigilante. He's on LBRY. He's posting every single day. You saw him from Steemit. You saw him on a lot of platforms. Bitchute is where a lot of content creators from YouTube went during the adpocalypse. You had Alex Jones, who was banned off of Twitter, YouTube, all of that, and a lot of people merged to Bitchute. But with Bitchute, you don't get paid. There's only select few creators that get paid through Bitchute, and that's why LBRY might seem like a better option. However, there's another thing I have to discuss, and that is, this is very noticeable. LBRY lags a little bit. Bitchute has lagged more for me. And currently I'm still working out with Bitchute, so I'll give it a few more days. I just signed up yesterday. However, I've been going to Bitchute and I've been watching the videos just as a user. I would want to see how it looks like, not as a content creator, but as a viewer. Does it work? Does the platform work? Is it everything fine? Welcome, Life Size Box. I just wanted to say, hopefully you're having a great day. Just got here, a great topic. I've been trying to get on unemployment for weeks and keep getting the runaround in Nevada. Yeah, so there's been a lot of people who have issues with unemployment. There was also issues with the stimulus check payments and the loans. it really does suck if you're poor. That's just the problem. And don't worry, I'm poor as well. But I'm across the other side of the globe, so it's a little bit easier actually because my rent is very small compared to someone who has to pay $500 to $1,000 for their rent, and they suddenly lose their job, and it's much, much harder. The main issue here varies by state, and it also varies where you live and which county and how many employees the offices have. But the government was unprepared, and they have trillions and trillions of dollars flowing left and right, but the companies that have great lawyers, they have great CPAs for taxes, they have a lot of people working for them that can easily prepare the documents and get them sent off right away and work with the banks very closely and make sure everything's nice and tight. Well, the big companies got their loans very quickly compared to a lot of people who have trouble still weeks later, who can't pay for rent, who can't pay for basic necessities. And the reason for that is it really does depend where you live, who you know, and sometimes you just got to have luck. And the main one is if you have money, you're most likely going to get money easier. And that's the unfortunate truth about it. But a lot of these unemployment offices really have disorganized files all over the place. They can't catch up with the sheer amount of submissions. So it's unfortunate to hear that. I hope you're able to get your unemployment soon. Unemployment is pretty good for the ones who can get it. For some, it's been reported that a large number of those unemployed from the 40 million, which is huge. So this is just a statement. We're going to explore that, what happens in the next few months. But a large number of those individuals were working part-time or jobs that weren't paying that well. So unemployment for some is really good, but there's a huge number as well, millions and millions and millions of individuals that had way better paying jobs. And unfortunately, maybe that's your case. Maybe you can't get unemployment and you really needed that. You got screwed with your job. So we'll see what happens over the next few weeks, over the next few months. But it is unfortunate, and hopefully this will be used as a lesson for the future for the government to prepare for companies to hopefully learn their lesson and save up as much as they can for a rainy day. And it's very interesting right now that Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett, he sold all his airline stocks and he's still got this giant cash pile and he's not investing that much in stocks. People are like, what's going on? Well, I don't think it's over just yet. I think it's going to be over maybe in the next few months, or maybe it's going to be way longer. Not the whole pandemic, but what's going on with the economy. So get strapped to your bootstraps because it's going to be a rough ride. I don't know where you're from exactly, Nevada. Well, I've heard good things and I've heard bad things. The mayor of Nevada, very interesting. She was turned into a meme, but wish you all the best. So if you're from the Las Vegas area, maybe you're working with tourism. I know a lot of people in Hawaii were hit hard because of the tourist aspect. So anyways, thanks for joining us in. Crypto is an interesting topic for those who were hit hard by this. Maybe they're not investing right now, but for the future, it's going to be in their mind that, hey, this might be an outlet. Which is also interesting because of these platforms. It's not a lot of money, but if you're sitting at home, if you're stuck due to the quarantine, due to the lockdown, over here, things aren't still back to normal. People, just today, a lot of businesses were open, non-essential businesses were open. And I do think there's going to be, maybe small, but there's going to be an influx of people who join these websites and maybe they're able to make a few bucks, right? So if they're able to make a few bucks in, let's say, LBC LBRY credits, and then they transfer it to Bitcoin and Bitcoin goes up in the future, hey, you might have an extra $100, maybe an extra 200. Save it for a rainy day. Welcome, Jadoosh. Hopefully you're having a great day. So, DTube, we're going to discuss about this. I only did a few videos with DTube, but it was very, very laggy for me. So, next thing that we are going to look at, I wanted to show you my other channel. We got a small amount of views for this, and I understand. We have some limited content, and that's why we're actually going to be looking into these networks. Sorry about that. Looking into these networks, and that's because of the limited monetization aspects. It's not a lot, but even if you have less viewers on these other platforms, However, you are still able to get viewers in and on a daily basis and pump that content out with which LBRY. It's very easy. I synced it up, so I don't have to do anything extra on my part. And with LBRY, sure, it's, you know, one LBRY credit is, it's a little under 5 pennies right now, but just for watching videos, you're able to get free money essentially. Hey, that's a pretty nice bonus right there. So if you got a lot of free time, if you're still struggling with unemployment, if you have an extra hour or two daily just to dedicate towards this, because maybe you can't find a job right now and it's very, very difficult, anything that you invest time into with social media, it's not going to look very nice during the first few weeks, during the first few months. Whether you start a Medium article, you start a YouTube channel, you start marketing, whatever is going on, you're not going to earn a lot of money at first. But there is a chance that you might be one of the top article writers on Medium, one of the top content producers on LBRY, or any one of these platforms. The thing is, whenever a new platform comes out, look into it. Maybe if it interests you, you might be able to stick with a daily routine for that platform, whether it's just photos or writing stuff. Like on Steemit, you could choose whatever you wanted. I uploaded photos, I wrote articles. The articles sometimes did actually very well, and usually when you write for Steemit, for the promotion of Steemit or HIVE or LBRY or Bitchute or whatever, people really like to support that because they want to see the community grow. And on Steemit, I've had posts that have made me a few $100s. So that was back then, back in 2017. But I think there's an opportunity where some people are earning a few $100s off of a single post on LBRY.tv. And with Bitchute, the monetization aspect is rolling out. It's not available for most creators. However, in the future, it might be. So whenever a new platform comes out, look into it. Maybe there is a chance that you could be one of the top content producers. Because if it's small, well, people are going to have an easier time finding you as long as the platform's growing right away. So let me just, give me 1 second here. Let me make sure that, welcome Gabrielle, welcome Joel. Joel, you're always in here, I love it. Life-size box, yes, interacting with the others. I just want to make sure that, good thing, exactly. Good thing that I turned off my screen, because we had some information there that I didn't want to show. Here we go. That's what I want to show. I want to thank whoever it is, because I have no idea, most likely from my crypto channel. So that's where I based it from, because I have my donation links. They're old, but someone donated $22.04 in BTC, so thank you to whoever that was. Unfortunately, with Coinbase, let me make sure that the next tab is perfectly fine to show as well. Unfortunately, yep, it's all good. Unfortunately, with Coinbase, I had to contact support. I don't have access to my account because it's banned. But thankfully, even if you get a BTC donation, the reason I had an old address is I still didn't update all the descriptions. And Coinbase has done this before where I got a BTC donation and I was able, even with a banned account, to get it back to one of my addresses. So I'm still able to withdraw, I guess. The only thing is, I, for some reason, cannot remember what my authentication code, where my authentication codes were. So I thought I had only 2 phones. One was an old one, but maybe I had a third one and I lost that phone. I have no idea. This sounds really, really crazy, but this was from 2017. So unfortunately, Coinbase doesn't let me register Polish phone numbers. So that makes me think, all right, maybe I did it in 2016 or early 2017 with an early US phone number. So we had to contact support. Hopefully all the best with that. If you have a Coinbase account, well, it, really depends. Sometimes they're okay, sometimes they're really bad. But in this scenario, even though I'm bad, I do have to give them a plus as long as I get my account back. They have been helpful in the past before. So LBRY TV, currently I have an 88 LBC balance, and currently LBC is valued at 4.8 pennies. So it's just a little over $4 right there. We earned 4 LBC, and I just did this within like the past hour, so we earned something. I don't think it's from that, but this is actually a good one, as long as you can see it. Yep, you guys can see it. Many views, so I just earned 5 LBC at 9:40 p.m. last hour for watching videos. So you just watch videos like on YouTube, and It's a great system because it encourages you to watch other people's content. You know, it's still a small platform compared to YouTube, compared to any other video streaming platform. It is a small platform. We have to be honest with ourselves. It's been around for a while, which actually surprised me, 2016. So, you know, almost as old as Steemit, but I like that aspect. The next aspect will be if I watch 100 views, then I get 12 LBC. This is for 50 views. And I got some tips over here. And you have something similar to this, although instead of a trash can, it's a lock. When you get a tip, someone tipped me 10. So thank you to whoever that was again. Sorry about the name. I forgot the name. I was able to unlock it eventually. And around that, depends on the price of LBC, and it depends on the price of BTC. So I might lose with LBC, but if I transfer into BTC and then BTC goes up within the next month or two, I might make it back. So that's always nice. Or if it's very, very volatile, you can always transfer. You know, you take it out onto an exchange and you transfer it into USDT, so Tether. If it's very volatile and you still want to keep it in crypto, you don't want to go to a BTC ATM. So this is just a start. I think I'm going to do a video series of how I earn an additional $1,000, not from YouTube, because I will get around $1,000, $80 every single month, and it might, you know, sway towards one or the other way. Maybe LBC goes up, and maybe it's going to turn into $1,500. Who knows? But around $83, $84, $85 per month, just from having 2 YouTube channels. So even if I didn't log in, even if I didn't do anything on the platform, no content, nothing, even if I didn't sync my channel, I would still get $80. Some people, I'm trying to get a YouTube buddy of mine who has 500,000 subscribers onto the platform. He's having a tough time with money right now. And the larger channel you have, it goes all the way up to 1 million. So maybe they're going to make more in the future. Who knows? If you have 2 million, 5 million, 10 million. I know people who have 2 million subscribers. Maybe I'd invite them, who knows? But for them, even without posting content, they'd make a few $1,000s per year. So that's pretty nice. That is, you know, an extra 5-10% to whatever they'd be earning. And if they're earning a little amount, you know, that could be even as much as 20%. And this is without posting content and interaction. So you might be watching this and you're like, well, I'm never going to become a YouTuber. But you might post articles. You might post a funny video or something. And for that, you might get paid. Even if it's only a few dollars, you still interact with the platform. You still kind of work out how it works. And it's similar to Steemit, where if someone has a fair amount of LBC and they decide to tip you, you might make $100. Who knows? Obviously, your chances of that are very slim. However, out of the hundreds of Steemit posts that I've had, a few were tipped by whales. And one whale had a few $1 million worth of steam. So you never know who's watching your content. Even if you get 20 views on a content piece, one of them might be very rich. So very interesting. This is just the beginning. Let's see where the next is about. This is just the homepage. I have to say that for LBRY, we have the Dollar Vigilante, and we have Antonopoulos over here. So that's pretty nice. We have some big names. Crypto Crow, also very, very active. We can actually go to Crypto Crow's channel here. He's got 3,000 followers. Very interesting piece I had to look about. Let's see, it might be in his about. Yeah, notice all paid reviews and features on my channels were paid for by the crypto companies in form of BTC ranging from 0.2 to 1 BTC. So that's crazy. And that shows you that there are advertisers. I checked on Crypto Crow channels. And I'm happy that Crypto Crow was able to get his channel back, by the way. He got banned. I'm happy that he's able to charge this amount. I should go back to charging, you know, compared to subscribers, he has way more subscribers than me, but I should charge like 0.05 to 0.5 BTC or 1/4 of that because I'm closer to 20,000 subscribers. But still, charging in BTC during this time when BTC is going up instead of in dollars for companies is nicer because you might make more money. But that shows you how much a YouTube influencer might make. So Crypto Crow might be making a few $1,000s from his YouTube AdSense, even though he got banned, and you know YouTube wasn't too happy about some crypto channels. I'm happy he got it back, but he might be making way more money just from 2-3 sponsored features, and he's making money. Whoops, I don't know how I did that. And he's making more money by being on other platforms and advertising on his website. So the reason I wanted to show you guys the front page, this is what I'm following, and I have a trend here. I typed in Call of Duty just because I wanted to see who's posting for Call of Duty. I might buy Call of Duty in the future, so why not? I haven't played it in years, but unfortunately not a lot of content. All right, looks okay. We have a lot of content for cryptocurrency. A lot, unfortunately, with Hex and Trevon James stuff. We have DAP Passive talking about tokens and Toucanaire. I'm not too excited about that. I don't think I'm going to get involved with that, although I may make a video on Toucanaire and why I think it's pretty shady. I'm not going to go as far as to call it a scam. We have some ASMR videos even. The problem with this, it does look better. It does look better than it was 2-3 years ago, but it doesn't remind you of YouTube. And I don't think you want a YouTube clone, but you want something that looks better than this. Now, I'm going to show you Bitchute, and we're going to compare Bitchute and LBRY, and you're going to see the difference. Just give me 1 second here. I want to make sure that everything's okay. Yep. All right, good. There we go. So here's Bitchute, and Bitchute looks way worse. So let's look at the popular. You have some stuff which is pretty controversial, and that's exactly what Bitchute is about, but it just looks bad. And that's why a lot of people don't really like that. Also, this at the top, I understand, but it gives you a Wikipedia aspect where it's like, oh, this is how much money we raised, donate to us. It's not as out there as Wikipedia is constantly like, give us money, da-da-da. It's still not something you'd want to see on a website. I get that right now they're trying to raise $30,000 and all the best towards them. And they're raising it through even crypto, and that's nice. But it just doesn't look too professional. So I think the front page needs to be moderated a little bit better. And I know there's this whole thing where it's like, if you introduce moderators, that is a level of censorship. But it really does depend, because whatever is posted on these pages, this looks much cleaner. This really does look much cleaner. And that's why I think I'm going to choose LBRY more over Bitchute. Bitchute might be for the very controversial content, and that's nice, but also Bitchute doesn't pay, so we've got a few negatives going on with Bitchute here. However, this stream video was made to dive deeper into why Bitchute is sort of failing. So I didn't get involved with Bitchute up until now. I never really cared for it, and I think part of the reason for that is right now I do want to upload a few videos, but apart from that, I don't think my other controversial channel, it has the potential to be banned and all that, and probably unbanned again and go through an uncomfortable process, but I don't think I'm going to be posting anything that controversial that immediately will mark my channel for ban permanently, right? So as I'm trying to censor my content a little bit more, I can only see Bitchute being worth whatever few videos I post on there. While LBRY, I want to post, it's very simple, it's already synced up to my channel. I don't have to do too much, but I think I'd want to post more content on LBRY because it seems like it's a little bit better. Because Bitchute doesn't moderate its content, and there are some very, very controversial channels on there, which is great and all, but the home page should be the featured content. And the featured content on Bitchute, it doesn't have that many views on it. And same thing with LBRY, it doesn't have that many views on it. Welcome, Naughty Investor. It's been a while. I'm happy you're in here. Welcome, Corey. Hey, man, how's it going? Pretty good. We're discussing about LBRY, HIVE, Bitchute. And my most recent point was with Bitchute, the home page compared to LBRY's home page, and you also compare it to Steemit's homepage and HIVE's homepage for the HIVE blog, you have to look at which has the cleanest of the bunch and then decide, all right, well, if I really want to do just controversial content, Bitchute seems like a pretty good place for me. But even if you do controversial content, the problem is Some people might be turned off just because of the homepage. And I don't mean censor everything. I just mean make the homepage look a little bit better, because the homepage of Bitchute and the homepage of LBRY, there is a world of a difference. And it's not like either are perfect, but this just doesn't seem like $1 million website that, yes, we want all the content creators to be on. So let's look at trending. We have this video and it has a fair amount of views here. It's political, and that's nice. We have Sticks and Hammer, and he's a pretty big YouTuber, but it still looks like it'd be old. I don't know. It has this 4chan vibe to it. I don't know. It's very interesting. Kind of hard to explain, but just doesn't look like, yes. LBRY, I don't know, that the text looks nicer. We don't have some weird, like look at Bitchute. It looks like I could make that in Photoshop. It doesn't matter about the quality of the graphics. With LBRY, you don't even really need graphics. Like, sure, that's a logo right there, but it's very clean. It's much cleaner. You could still go further and make it even cleaner, but it reminds me more of Steemit. And Steemit did glitch out a lot, but Steemit was also very, very clean looking. That's one of the things that brought me to it, because Steam had a lot of competition back then. Welcome, Unit Bomber. Let me just double check, make sure all the tabs that we're going to be going through here are good for what we want to discuss. Yep, looking nice and dandy right there. All right, so let's give it back. Here we are on Steemit, and this is my old profile here. We had our old video from a year ago, and you know, my old videos weren't making that much because I wasn't really caring that much. If we scroll down from like 3 years ago, the content really does make a difference. But this loads much quicker and it looks much nicer, and I like the comment format. So LBRY is missing out on one thing. So for example, let's go to Antonopoulos' live stream here. Let's reduce the volume. No, we don't have volume. I don't like the comment aspect. So I could leave a comment, but it just looks very, and also the comments here, referral and spam, I think that should be moderated. So no platform is perfect. Obviously LBRY is much smaller. Oh, I just earned 4 LBC. Look at that. That's like 20 cents right there. Awesome. Woo! So I don't know why I earned 4 LBC. Did that update? Yeah, we have 92. I have no idea why, because I just earned, or I know, because every single day you log in, it gives you a random amount from 1 LBC to 100 LBC. That's what it was. I earned 4 yesterday, I earned 4 today, so that's nice. I'm hoping for 100 one day. That'd be awesome. So $4. Here, it just doesn't look that great. Compared to Bitchute, it's still nicer, but the comments section, we have to moderate this, and that's the whole problem with, I watched a fair amount of this yesterday. Looks pretty nice, but the lighting on Antonopoulos' face was a little weird. Let's exit out of this, or actually go back to the home page here. There's still a lot of things. I like this. It's kind of like YouTube. So YouTube had that update where you're looking on your phone and you exit out of the video, but the video is still playing. So I really like that. YouTube's latest comment update was horrible on mobile. On desktop, it still looks okay. The thing is, there's a lot of things that need to be updated, upgraded, and made to look a little bit better. However, not to hate on Bitchute. Bitchute is serving its purpose. It's doing what it's supposed to do, which is show censored content. For people who are interested in LBRY and new to LBRY, let's discuss what makes LBRY different. So, it is immediately comparing itself to Bitchute and DTube and DLive. So those are connected. DLive is just a live streaming platform. There are a number of differences between LBRY and any specific platform. They all still have a single centralized control point, typically their website. They all rely on the assumption that a single entity will continue to act benevolently for all time. Why is that worse? Let's look at the differences through an example, Bitchute. For each video, Bitchute creates a corresponding torrent that is supposed to decentralize the hosting of the data. Although this is disputed, however, let's assume that there are magically enough people who download and continue to host these torrents for free. All the metadata and the entire user experience is still entirely wrapped up in Bitchute. There's no alternative client. There's no data network that users are actively participating in unless the video is open. If Bitchute goes down, closes, or is taken over by censorious scolds or the rent extractors, the whole thing is gone. No one can even make another copy of it because the source is closed. Additionally, great. A single point of censorship means those around the world who would attempt to ban facts because they find them inconvenient have a clear place to go and ban them. So how is LBRY better? You can access and use LBRY in a truly decentralized P2P way. You can have a desktop client. Anyone in the world can access the LBRY network without relying on LBRY servers or machinery. If LBRY ever turns evil, all code is open source and anyone in the world, okay, mainly nerds, could develop and release their own version with minimal effort. Hundreds of people have contributed to LBRY. The vast majority is volunteers. Anyone in the world can run their own version of LBRY.tv or make their own LBRY app, completely separate from us and without a permission. Oh, this is pretty interesting. Wow, you could earn 2,000 LBC if you make a comparative video between LBRY and another platform. Isn't this exactly what I'm doing? I didn't even know about this. Here's how to get it. Make the video. Any conclusions you reach are fine. That is fine. Post it to LBRY in the platform. Well, it's automatically going to post. Huh. I might make a video. 2,000 LBC is a fair amount. That's like $90. I might look into that. Anyways, the thing is, LBRY has some issues, but we're going to go look into this a little bit further. So again, Bitchute v. LBRY right now. Bitchute not viable. Bit.tube is the future of video platforms. This individual right here from last year discussed about Bit.tube. We're not going to go into that too much, but the reason I chose this subreddit post right here is we're going to be I just saw the word right there. We're going to be discussing IFPS. BitTube relies on a P2P distributed network called IFPS for hosting and distributing videos. This way, BitTube helps people worldwide exercise their right to free speech and avoiding censorship. Also with BitTube, one can easily, for example, directly link YouTube videos and the other platforms onto the Bit.tube video platform. So there's an issue with Bitchute, and that is de-seeding. So essentially, all of these networks and platforms are very small compared to YouTube, compared to Facebook, compared to all that. Even if one has millions of viewers, there's still the issue that what happens to all the old content and how do you host this content? So there's various ways to host it, but it's not a viable platform with constant de-seeding of videos going to zero. Bitchute has an awful site search engine, which is a form of inadvertent censorship, as many videos on smaller channels do not show up in search results, even when directly searched for. So imagine you made a video about your cat, or you want to play with your toy Ferrari. Great, awesome. A year passes by, someone searches up for it, a family member, and it doesn't even show up in the search results. That is an issue right there. So you get little or zero views. And if you get zero views, then the video gets de-seeded and the video time is reduced to zero. So you can't play the videos. That is an issue. That is really an issue. So this individual is upset because his channel pretty much doesn't work anymore, right? With Bit.tube, and there's others that use IFPS, it's very easy to simply migrate all your channel content, mirror upload as Bit.tube, uses the interplanetary file system protocol. So even if a video platform or YouTube deletes your account or blocks a video that's already been uploaded, all of your video content from here is still over there on Bit.tube. Data stored with IFPS remains invariable, and once uploaded, it cannot be removed. IPFS can resist censorship thanks to its distributed nature, and the info being stored with IFPS cannot be blocked by governments or any organizations. However, it's not perfect, and that's why I wanted to choose this post, because there's a lot of great juicy info in the comments. Just a heads up, IPFS uses a DHT like torrents, but it's all like one giant torrent with an enormous dynamically made data set. Performance has been degrading as it grows, like what has been happening with D.tube. The core IPFS devs acknowledge it turns out DHTs don't scale well and have in mind to come up with better rounding. Really hope we get more resources poured to development of P2P systems. Web torrents like in Bitchute is even more crappy with awful performance of current implementations and still a newborn protocol. We need this stuff yesterday, especially with the purging and censorship of conservatives, and now we're realizing it. Wow, I've been waiting for someone to make proper use of IPFS. So let's go. Went to bittube.me and the number one withdrawal amount was less than $2. Not really working that well. Besides, P2P self-hosting is not a viable solution. Your average person isn't going to have the patience or knowledge base for this. All we need is more web container devs making videos for other devs to watch as if their articles disguised as ads weren't bad enough. So there's an issue with IPFS, and the problem is that it disappears unless you keep paying for storage. With Bitchute, the storage is from the people that have viewed the videos, so there's no extra cost. With IPFS, you don't just magically get server storage space. Someone has to pay for it, and it's usually centralized storage that has a time limit on it, unless you put a quarter in it from time to time. Just check out all the DTube videos that just do not play at all because they're older than a year. Bitchute speed is super fast and playback too from what I've seen. IPFS on DTube is slow, even for newly uploaded videos, and DTube does rent storage space to supplement their IPFS. Nothing is free in this world. Well, as these comments are saying, this individual has not been able to upload to Bitchute for the last few weeks. Every video now just gets an error. Great. So it's not working properly. But there is no perfect system yet. And that's why I wanted to make this live stream, because LBRY seems a little bit better than Bitchute. I haven't looked into Bitchute yet. But whether you're using IPFS or a different system, whether it is you have to pay for a server for everything to load and work out well, what happens in the future when you're not able to afford that server? Everything goes down. See ya. Well, the other option is what's currently going on with Bitchute, where people view your videos, but what if no one's viewing them? So you have a lot of new users who, unlike YouTube, the content really isn't evergreen. So it is an issue. YouTube still isn't evergreen as Medium is, for example, because you have articles on Medium that get like 0 views the first few weeks and then explode suddenly. And then you make money from that every single month. And there's a lot of authors who say that the 5 Medium articles they wrote, the top 5, it's like the 80-20 rule, right? So they make most of their money from 20% of the content. You don't have that with YouTube as much. You still have some videos that go viral every now and then, but it doesn't happen as much. It's kind of like with TikTok as well. So TikTok goes through your videos and the algorithm makes sense of what's going on with the video. If the video didn't get enough views the first time, it's not like they give up on you entirely like YouTube. The algorithm on YouTube, they see subscribers, dislikes. The dislikes also depend because dislikes can be seen as a form of engagement. So if there's a lot of likes and dislikes, YouTube sees, oh, it's a controversial video, so we're going to promote that. But the algorithm sees a lot of subscribers, a lot of dislikes, a lot of people just stopping commenting. They don't really care about viewing your playlist or your videos. They don't even want to watch halfway. Then they stop promoting you. TikTok gives you more than a few chances. So even if your content doesn't go viral the first time, it might the second or the third time. And that's really nice. So Medium and TikTok are like way up there that some content can really be evergreen. You've seen videos that have like 40, 50 million views and people haven't been uploading. So I've seen a content piece that had 45 million views. It was a military, like the family was reuniting with the military, their son, and it had 45 million views, and the person stopped uploading 3 years ago. So they weren't available at all. They made like a few videos, and the reason that happens, TikTok continues to promote this. With Bitchute, your video might disappear after a year. And the problem is if you don't have enough users before you migrate to these platforms, you might just disappear entirely. And if you disappear, you're going to stop uploading or no one's really viewing you, and it doesn't make sense to upload something if no one views you. That's kind of like live streaming. Live streaming is very, very difficult at the very beginning if you have 0 views. So there are issues with these platforms, and that's why I think YouTube still will overpower all of these platforms until in the next few years, hopefully we have platforms that look better than LBRY, platforms that look and operate much faster than Bitchute and HIVE and Steemit and all of that. and they learn from the mistakes of all these platforms. And I think there might be a platform like that in the future. It's not like YouTube's always going to be around. It might still be around for a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades even, but there are a lot of issues with it. And there is the issue, the very big issue, of censorship. So we have another article here. What does LBRY need in order to compete with YouTube? A more refined search feature. Hashtags or categories, sort of like Steemit, and it does have hashtags. This was from 2 years ago, so some of these, it does have a more refined search feature than 2 years ago, but it's still not perfect. And these points still apply to today. Subscribing to channels so that you don't have subscribers, you have followers, but you can follow a page. Ability for users to like or support media to get it trending. So you can tip, but let's go to, let's say, DAP Pass's content piece right here. Again, make sure I can share it, I can repost it, I can tip, but where's the like? And that's huge if you can like, dislike. There is an issue with Steemit, and the issue with Steemit, I don't have any posts here that are like 0, but if you have a whale who dislikes your content, well, you had a lot of that going on Steemit, where not only Justin Sun and you had that whole controversy, but you had the controversy of some whales going on rampages and just disliking everything. So you had a powerful commenter that was able to abuse the system to make sure no one would be able to earn any money from any post they make if they wanted that, because they had so much money that they could dictate what was going on. So it's not like Steemit's perfect. Steemit has a lot of issues as well, and it wasn't fixed for a very long time. I mean, it was muted, like the option for whales to completely destroy pages. It was muffled a little bit, but it still isn't that great. So even with Trevon James, I know he's a funny example, but Trevon James's content got wrecked, and that's why he started migrating to these other platforms. So it doesn't matter what kind of content. If you're getting, that's still a form of censorship. If you're getting censored like that, you know, that's definitely a negative. Oh, it's at 0.049 over here, LBC. So LBC had a similar rise like Steemit did at the very beginning. It went all the way up, and then during 2017, you know, the bull run. I'm sorry, the 2017 you had the bull run. You had a nice rally right over there, but surprisingly, in 2018, that's where it really went up. And then it fell down, and now it's going back up again. So that's very, very similar to what has happened with Steem. Although notice that it's ranked 161st here. We're not going to be looking at Steem dollars. Steem dollars also had this interesting aspect to it where there was this huge hyperinflation going on, and people were able to make like $10,000 off of a post that shouldn't have been worth that much, but there was just hyperinflation. So as you can see at the very beginning, also in 2016, but this was earlier. So this piece earlier. A huge rise, and much more was going into this. It's ranked 80 right now, but it used to be ranked in the top 50. I remember it was ranked like 40 something. Then we have 2017, the huge rise, and the price was higher than it was ever before. And currently, it's not doing all that well, although it's worth more than with LBC. It's 18 pennies. The market cap is $67 billion, but that is absolutely nothing. The highest market cap it ever was. What is that? That's 363 billion over there. Here it's 1.5 billion. No, well, we were right there. I guess it's 2 billion. 1.578. Yeah, it doesn't want to go into it. There we go. It was like 1.7. Anyways, so currently it's just a fraction of that. While LBC, we have a total market cap for all cryptocurrencies, 266 billion, and Bitcoin dominance, 67%. That's pretty nice. LBRY currently has a market cap of $18 billion, and the most it ever was, it's where Steemit was chilling for a long while, 160, 200 billion. Let's also check out HIVE. HIVE's doing pretty okay, actually. It's ranked 66 with 32.5 pennies. Market cap's 94.2 billion. And yeah, this is pretty nice because it's right, you know, it's new. It's only been around for 2 months. But the most it's ever been worth was 248 billion. Let's just check the price of BTC. Oh, my laptop's about to run out of battery. So we're going to end the live stream in 5-10 minutes. I know it's been a little bit longer than I thought it would be. Oh, it's at $9,700. Woo! And with that earlier donation that we have with Coinbase, thanks again, we're now over $100. Yes, we are a big BTC investor. Yeah. Anyways, so let's exit out of Steemit, go on to HIVE. Yeah, did we discuss library hashtags, choosing the file type? Oh, yeah, I forgot about the last point, choosing the file type to be downloaded. That's good. With YouTube, I wish there was a download feature. Obviously, there's plugins and all. But another person was talking about search feature, seconding, and related videos. There are related videos, but they're still not that great. Anyways, a lot of things need to be worked on with library. Hive is doing pretty nice. We have 3Speak. So a lot of users told me to get on board with this. And oh no, I forgot. Just as we're finishing up this live stream, I forgot about Restream. We're not live. Oh, that we don't have to worry about that. That's for my other channel. We're going to be using Restream, so we stream on DLive. And I have like 0 followers on DLive. I just restream it on there. Why not? Just to support it. So we're going to get 3Speak on there. But we see a lot of stuff going on. We have even poker. But today we're looking at the HIVE blog. Looks very similar to Steemit, obviously. And we have some posts here, $136, $63. It looks very nice how much you're able to make. I kind of don't like the fact that it's red, because red usually signifies, yes, red can signify royalty and making money and wealth and all that. But here it just looks a little weird when you're upvoting, and yeah, small little thing, whatever. It's a personal thing. We don't have that much money going around here, but it does look nice, and that's part of the reasons. It has all of what made Steam good, and it's hopefully going to improve the aspects that made Steam bad, because Steam unfortunately got forgotten about. You know, the co-founder of Steam went on to EOS, and EOS, great coin, but Steemit had a lot of updates where that was one of the big reasons why Steemit failed, on top of the decentralization controversy, on top of whales destroying Steemit accounts, and on top of the coin going down. Yeah, unfortunately, there was a lot of glitches, and it didn't work as properly as it should have. For people who are very interested in cryptocurrency, that is huge. Let me plug in my laptop. That is absolutely huge, where you want the website to function normally. You want it to be doing well. You want it to be fast, responding, and safe and secure. So, unfortunately, Steemit failed in that regard, and hopefully HIVE is able to improve upon that. We're not going to be going too deep into HIVE, because we're going to be making videos on it when I make an account. So, next one, what is this? Just wanted to mention, Minds is the anti-Facebook that pays you for your time. So obviously Minds isn't going to beat Facebook. I'm not on Minds. I don't really care about Minds at the moment. But this was interesting. If you want to read about this article, I'll have the links in the description later once this video is uploaded. Every single platform has a crypto copy to say. And Minds, even though it's not huge, people took notice, and people took notice of Steemit. People took notice of these crypto networks that pay users just for going onto the platform, just for viewing, because advertisers pay a lot of money. So YouTubers, for example, might make anywhere from $2.50 per 1,000 views to $5 per 1,000 views, and that you're able to look into that, and you're like, all right, well, they have $5 per 1,000 views. That's 50 cents per 100. That's 5 cents per 10 views. Like, okay, all right, we're getting somewhere. And some advertisers pay even more. So some get $10 per 1,000 monetized. Some get $20 per 1,000 monetized. So you think about all those viewers that spend all of these countless hours on these websites, and that's a lot of money to be going around. Now, I'm not saying all influencers are overpriced, but some are overpriced. And the reason for that is because some of these advertising spaces are overpriced as well. Facebook charges a lot. For certain niches, I also advertise on Facebook, and it charges a lot. So it only would make sense that some of this money would go back to some of the viewers to encourage further use. Facebook doesn't care because it has 2 billion users, right? With Instagram and WhatsApp and all of that. And it's going to be growing, and they're creating their own coin LBRY, although that is controversial in its own regard. With those platforms, they already have their user base, so they're huge. Everybody knows about them. That's why Mark Zuckerberg was at a time the third world's richest person, and I think he was right now because Warren Buffett went down. Anyways, so they don't really care about paying the users. However, will that model work for forever? I don't think so. I think in the future we're going to have more millions, not billions. Did I say Minds has billions of users? Or did I say Facebook has billions of users? Because if I said Facebook has 2 billion users, let's look into this. Facebook number of users, because I know it has over 2 billion when we count in Instagram and WhatsApp. Number of monthly active users. Okay, I was talking about in total users, but number of active. That might be where. Okay, I should have probably worked on that. Let's see. Number of active users. So we have 2.0. That's even more. Holy moly. With over 2.6 billion monthly active users. Wow. And that's including Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, or Messenger, which Messenger is part of Facebook, so it's like whatever. Almost 3 billion. Wow, that's monthly active. I thought that would just be annual active. But, wow. Minds. Active users. Let's see. Or maybe maybe you caught me because I said Minds had billions. If so, I'm so sorry about that. Minds has 200,000 monthly active users and 1.25 million registered users. But when was this written? This was written February 1st. So, all right. So it's still not that big. Anyways, obviously there's some time to go still before these crypto platforms are able to truly get good numbers, 10 million, 100 million, 200 million. However, we've had big influencers such as PewDiePie who were recruited with DLive for a while. Now he's returned back to YouTube, and that's normal. I think that within the next decade or two, we might have a really, really good cryptocurrency platform as more users get excited about Bitcoin and Ethereum, and more normal people start investing into it, or more companies start accepting it, and it's not just an investment vehicle or some crazy thing that you use to buy a weird random item from online, but it's used for taxis, it's used for paying food. But recently, I had a situation where my bank account's still frozen in America, so I got money in there, but I couldn't pay for food there, and I'm waiting for another transfer from my Polish bank account. So I only had money in my PayPal, thanks to a donation from YouTube, so that was very nice. Whoever did that PayPal donation, Hans, I remember your name, Hans Gavine from Estonia, thank you for that $15. You were able to pay for 2 Subway sandwiches, so awesome. And the delivery and Cokes and all that. So I had 2 options, PayPal or Bitcoin. When I saw BTC, I thought, I want to keep my BTC. But in the future, if I didn't have PayPal, yeah, I'd use that to pay for food. And that's great. You think about it, well, yeah, what if this Bitcoin goes up? But the guy who ordered pizza with 10,000 Bitcoins wasn't thinking about that. And sure, yeah, it would have been worth a lot of money. But that's where we want to transition into, where we're able to use our cryptocurrency just to pay for normal stuff. We pay for pizza, we pay for electricity bills, we pay for all of that. And when we transition into that, a lot more people will be interested in social media platforms that are powered by blockchain, right? So it's not going to happen for a while, but there is more attention going on to these platforms. And I think that's a great thing. Because the current platforms, although they're fine, and they're not going to go away anytime soon, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, YouTube, WhatsApp, anything you're using, and especially the Chinese platforms, they also have a lot. Weibo, they're not always going to be around forever. So we're getting to the end of our video. Bitcoin millionaires of today. We're going to have a video in the future about that. It's in German or whatever that is. And we're also going to have a video. I know this is from March, but there's been some recent updates about Litecoin Mimblewimble going in with BTC. And I want to discuss about BTC Mimblewimble. So that's going to be interesting. And let me see one last thing. Is this link for Avi or Kabera? Yep, that's a Avi link. All right. So I guess that concludes our live stream for today. And we're going to stop this and immediately live stream on my other channel if you would like to continue the discussion over there. And if not, we shall see you in a video pretty soon, uploaded probably in an hour or two. Give it two, because I'm going to be live streaming on there. It's going to be a little bit shorter. I thought, wow, we've been live streaming for an hour. So if you made it to the end, thank you very much. Leave a like, and see you guys in a video. See you tomorrow for live streaming on my other channel. At least one of the channels we're going to be live streaming, but on Kubera, we're going to be live streaming every week. So far, we're making good on that promise. So see you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. And last thing, if you want to sign up for LBRY or Bitchute or HIVE or any other platform, awesome. Also, in the comment section, if you have something I'd want to look into, a different platform, a token, as long as it's not a spam comment, let me know. So